Good morning. Well, this is the picture of today. It's real feel of 3. It's cold, it's wet, it's damp. You can hear the wind noise. It's my wind thing going round. It's just cold. There you go, that's how cold it is. Ugh. So, I'm thinking, the plan is, let's get the, in fact, I might not even get the car out of the garage. Let's start the car, and let's have a look at the spotlights, and let's go from there. But goodness me, it is cold. Well, here we are in the boot. So we have some nice spotlight mountings. I assume go that way around. 2 off. And then Dickie has kindly, he bought these and then he wanted his square 8s, so it's kindly given me these. Ooh, original Lucas. So what are they? They are Lucas DX 160 driving lamps, the most powerful lamps on the road. Don't know what year they're from, but I assume it's a while ago. So what I'm thinking is, hopefully the middle lights, you know, the main beam lights, drop below. On the bumper mounts, there's 2 bolts, and they are quite close to there, so we'll have a look for position and might do a bit of WD. But I think first of all, let's get the car started. I'll show you the engine immobiliser. Let's get the car started and then let's have a look. I think it's going to be the plan. So last time it was started was last time it was out, when we did a video of when we were doing lots of fiddling on the Rover. So I'm going to pop the bonnet and switch that isolator on. The other security bits I've already just took off, and see if she starts. So, lifting the bonnet, and down here we've now turned the isolator. Well, you're turning it on with, if it's up, it's off. If it's down, it's on. So you're kind of turning it off to turn it on, if that makes any sense. Bit dark that. I don't know if you can see. Battery isolator. Right, so will it start? We're in park. Handbrake is off. Wheels are chocked. Key is in. Choke is out. Because I'm paranoid, I've still got my foot on the brake. Click, 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 click. That's fuel pump in the boot. Stop clicking. Tell you what, roars into life. Choke down a midge. She's such a good car. Love them battery isolators. We don't actually use, lots of people use trickle charge, but let's put that choke out a bit more. Lots of people use trickle charge. I think it's a great idea. We're basically isolating the battery and you know, try and use it If we're not using it, let's start it. Right. Let's have a look at these bolts for the bumper to see for them spotlights. So under these two lights, where my fingers are pointing up, these two bolts, which doesn't look to be centrally under that light. So what I was hoping is, obviously two lights there, bumper, and then possibly there, but line it up under that one, possibly. But you can hear me over the car's still running. But as I say, let's have a look at these bumper mounts and see what we think from there. I'm not sure actually. If it's not going to line up, you know, what's it going to do to the look of the car? Don't knacker up such a beautiful front end, do we? So, let's have a butcher's. Right, it's getting a bit silly this, because this is how much room I've got to work with without moving the car. Right, let's back the car out a bit, get a bit of room, get a bit of light, and then hopefully we can see what we're doing, because we ain't doing anything in, well, there's my leg. Woo! So that's how much room we've got, so no. Let's get it out slightly and see what's going on. Right, I've moved me brick chock. Weapon to reverse. Couple of feet, I reckon. At least we can get in. Tell you what, we'll feel it. The back wheels drop. There we go. Right, it's going to give us enough room in it. How are we doing temperature wise? I want to run this up to temperature. Then at least it's been run. Right, see what we can see from the front. See if we can now get at those bumper mounts. On a positive note though, we do have a full tank of fuel, which is always helpful. And it's full of Shell V-Power. Better. Cars are stuck out into the world, but at least we've got some room. These are old, and I mean very old, marks on the floor, so that's nothing to worry about. We did have a leaky gearbox, but it's all now fixed. There's no new marks apart from an old mark, so that's nothing to worry about. Right, come on, let's have a look at these bumper mounts. And see what I mean? So we've got bolt here, but do they line up underneath for that inner light? And how easy are they to take off? I hope you can hear me over the engine. The car's still running. Tell you what, looks good under here, you know. Looks good under here. So yeah, I think I'm gonna, let's have a look and see exactly where it would line up first before we do anything. Hopefully you can now see the full front of the car on my messy garage. Right, I'll say, I hope you can hear me over the car. I want to leave the car running, I want to get up to temperature. But I'll tell you, you've got a nice view there underneath my car, which is, you know, and you can't believe how lucky you are. Keep looking underneath it thinking, gonna be something. I'll tell you what, we're lucky. Right, let's get these mount on that spotlight, and let's see if it's going to line up under the inner. So I'm thinking that if the spotlight went there, it would actually look quite nice. You've got the three. Yeah, it does look quite nice actually. Right, let's have a look at that mount would go. So, 2 bolts. fulcrum would be over here. The bolt is there. And it's there. So neither are actually, I'll tell you what, it's a bit low, that, you know. That is a little bit low. Right. That is where that bracket's going to be. Put it that way around. Oh, it's not much clearance from the bumper there, you know. Got a slight midge more on that side. But I reckon it should really go that way. I would have thought. That went on there like that. Yeah, you look at the screw in. I won't get it in now because obviously I'm putting it in front of the bolt, but it would go in afterwards. Right, so that 100% would go there, and that's going there, and it would go a midge higher than that because of the bolt on the top. So it's not going to go much higher than that, you know. I'll tell you what, they're going to be really low, and I mean very, very low. So realistically like that, is that too low? Is that too low? I'm really not sure. Not sure about this. I'm not sure at all. Goodness me, that's low off the floor. Put it to, it was on the actual bolt. There you go. That's now sat on the bolt. Wouldn't be too bad. But with these brackets, that is low. Right. That is 100% on that bracket. I'll move that over slightly. But that's low, that. See it? The trailer's under there. I've got room for two legs. I'm not sure. I suppose on a positive we can always do it. And if we take a look at it after doing it and think, no, we can always take it off. Right, I've got a plan. The plan is I'm going to whack some penetrating fluid, WD-40s, you know, on these outer bolts, inside and out, and then that way hopefully they will be loosened slightly, and we can. I'm not fighting with these bolts without some penetrative fluid being on it. So let me grab some fluid. Let's spray these. And then let's have another chat on another thing. Right, we have WD-40. Right, let's whack these bolts and let's have a think about it. Let's have a look at that other side as well. Right, so we are doing outer bolts. That's what, with a bit of penetrative. I meant to be this one. That's what, with a bit of WD. We'll always have a go, see if they want to come off. Luckily with there being two, we're not going to have bumpers falling off on us. So, shall we have a go? See if it'll come off? Well, let's have a look. Right, car's up to temperature, so I've just switched it off. I seem to have metric spanners. I've got a couple of imperial, but I seem to have metric. So I've just had a quick fiddle with a couple of spanners, and the 14 looks like it'll do it. So let's take one of these outers off. We'll pop that bracket on, and yeah, let's have a look. So going with the 14. Yeah. Coming up a lot easier than I thought it would. That's just the WD, but it's coming off a lot easier than I thought it would. Like ridiculously easy. Watch, it's just turning and it's turning the bolt. No, it's not. Tell you what, this has been off recently. Well, can't be that recently, but however many years. But the WD has just done an unbelievably good job. Or this has been off. I was expecting a ridiculous fight. I look to have, if I can feel, I've got a washer either side of this bolt, nut on the back to make sure we don't lose anything. I'll spend the rest of the day looking for it. We don't want to do. Just glanced up there, and got an old radio. I don't actually listen to music that much in the car. You know, people say they like the soundtrack of the engine, which I feel the same. Right, that was unbelievably easier than I thought it was going to be. And I mean like ridiculously easy. Let's put that mount on. The hole is there. Is that going to work? Is that going to work? Let's see. Ah, that's interesting. Right, so this side the bolts don't fit, and this side the bolts fit perfectly. So I reckon we must be that way around. Right, so put that back in that hole. Cheers there. Washer on. This is going to be fun. Room available, nil. And I mean nil. I can't actually feel enough to start this nut off and just get it started. Oh, start it. Nope. Yes. Yes. Right. that is actually touching the bumper. Well, there's going to be no levelling that off. Right, I'm going to leave that finger tight for the minute so we can actually get this lamp in. Let's see what we think. Okay, that is a little bolt. Bolt and a washer. Which would go oh goodness me. Oh, it's awkward. Right, let's get on the floor so we can see exactly what we're doing. Yeah. That's going in there. Oh, that's tight, you know. That is like ridiculously tight. That's even going to go in there, you know. Turn that up a bit. Oh, that's now moved it inside the bumper. It's not threaded, but goodness me, that's tight. Oh, ridiculously tight. Right. Well, that is possibly too small. Right, let's whip it off and let's have a look at this bracket onto that first. So, because that isn't quickly going on there at all. Right. You can see real time. This is what the wheel's like. So let's have a look. Well, that needs to be the same size as that. That is too small to put the mounting bolts through and the spotlight bolts through. So they both need to be that size. So I'm going to have a look if we've got a drill bit, which will do that size. And then let's try and open that hole out a bit. I think it's going to have to be the plan. How annoying is that? Hey ho. What a faff that was. So, we now have, that will now go through there. I've decided on this way around with the curved edge on that side. The bolts for the bumper mount will now go through. That will now go through. So let's get this back onto the car and let's get this on and then have a look. And it's going to be just awkward, really. So I've still got all my nuts here. I've got my washers on either side. I think this is going to be easier to actually put the bracket inside. I feel for where the hole is. Right, that's through. And bracket is up inside the bumper. We need to put would help if we took the wash it off and then did it. As you can see, this is basically faffy. Right, on washer, bolt. Okay, so we're on finger tight, just so we can get this on finger tight, and then we can have a look and see what we think. Okay. We're going to have to go on the floor. Yeah! Oh, bolt, washer, bracket, just make that close and tight, you know. That's actually fouling the bumper. That is fouling the bumper. I think. Yeah, that's no good. Fouling the bumper. Let's flick it back the other way around. You know what? I don't think this is going to work. That's what I have just spotted. Oh, there's two holes there. Don't you bet that I'd mount to? Right under. Oh, what a complete pillock. There's two holes either side of the mounting that will fit absolutely perfectly. Oh, don't believe this, and they'll go under there. I've been dicking about for, I reckon, an hour, and they'll go perfectly on there. Straight into the hole, and they're further over, and they're out the way. Right, let's have a look at it over there. Or should we flip this bracket round? Let's flip that bracket round first and have a look. Oh, it's going really well today. Can you tell? So, you join me. I have done lots of fiffing and faffing. Basically, on the outer bolt, whichever way around you have the bracket, it fouls. So you could go possibly on the inner, but when you go on the inner, so the inner's there, you look how far over that is. The other hole, which is body hole, is going to get a lot of vibration, so I don't know if I want to go into that. But I'll be honest with you, the more and more I'm doing this, the more and more I'm disliking it. Apologies to anybody if they have got spotlights, but they're so low, it's changing the whole look of the front of the car. So I'll be honest with you, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I've not minded having a fiddle for a while, but no, it's not. It really is. This is not doing it for me. So I thought, you know what? I'll whip this other bolt off and see from that side. But even with the other bolt on it, even if I can get it to on, it's so low. I'm just going to end up smacking it. And as I say, that's really tight. It's changing the full look of the car. So I'm not happy. I'm not happy that it's not gone as well as it could have done. Don't worry about that. What I'm not happy about. So there is a hole there, but that is body. So even if I put the bracket to it or whatever, you know, vibration, is that going to knacker that up? Or the other side where I showed you before. So there is the bolts that I've been working on has been that one, and that's the clearance. If you go over to that one, there's more clearance, but as I say, I'm not happy. I'm not happy because of how far down they are. As I say, I've got another hole there. Someone could tell me what that's possibly for, because I don't know. Could even be for spotlights, but when you put it under there, let me show you. Hang on 1 second, I'll show you. If you were to put it under there, yeah. Tell you what, it was a faff drilling them holes out. If you're putting them under there, that's going in there. So on the one hand, you're higher up, so your clearance is better. In fact, you are clearing. The underneath of the car is lower, so you're happy with that. But you know, oh, no, I'm not happy. Yeah, so that's into there completely. So that would look like that. It's offset from that. Half of it's under the number plate. No. And I wasn't really knowing if I was having spotlights in the first place, but right, we've had a really good fiddle about, and this isn't doing it for me. So I hope, even though this video is a bit of a fail, I hope it shows that, you know, yeah, you can put them on. You're going to struggle on this bolt. It's probably possible on that belt because you've got a little bit more room. You have got the room to the body, but you've got vibrations. But no, this isn't for me. So I don't like it there, even though it's not as low because you're obscured. You're going to get, that's going to start glowing until you'll be backlighting your number plate. And then on there, off these two bolts, as I say, you're down here. It would literally be there on that bolt. Oh, your other bolt is there. And you're going to be roughly there on that bolt. So it's very low. It's not sitting centre. I would have kind of liked it there, something like that. So I would assume some of you really clever guys have started fabricating other brackets and have done something that way, or maybe screwed into that bit of bolt body. But no, it ain't doing it for me. So we're classing today as a fail. We've got the old drill out, we drill those holes. Yeah, achieved nothing. Good fiddle about with the car, yeah, but achieved nothing. But I definitely know I do not want spotlights on the front of this car. I like it on the Rover, but no, I ain't going on that. No. Right, let's get it tidied up. Let's put this car back. Her bum's been getting wet because she's out into the rain. And yeah, let's stop faffing. So while I've been working on the front, Had to pull the car out of the garage. Car's now wet. It won't do any harm, it'll drive from the garage, but yeah, when your garage is big enough for the car but not big enough to get around it and work on, and even though it's lovely under here, it's lovely in the summer because there is room to get around on a day like this. New. Right, let's pop it back, see if it'll start without the choke. Not sure actually, that engine temperature's gone down quite quickly, but it is bloody cold. Let's see. Roared into life. Now, so I do not hit the wall. You know, it's that ignition light go out then as soon as I revved it. Basically, so I don't hit the wall, I've got a brick. Let's wait until, there we go, we've just hit the brick. Drop it into neutral. I'm going to drop it into reverse actually, because I'm going to get right off the brick. Okay, off the brick. What I also wanted to show you was, what is that blanking thing here? Here, what's that? It looks siliconed on. But obviously, if I take it off, I can put it back on. That should be the seat sign, I think. So I'm going to wait until I've got it. Worst case scenario, I think the seat sign thing is a tenner, but worst case scenario, take this off, all the dash is all knacked and I need to put it back on. Oh, it feels like silicon around there. That is silicon. What are they doing with that? I'm not too sure what they were doing with that. Right, so I'm going to order, or I have ordered, or I'm bidding on, the seatbelt warning sign. So we'll take that off, get it cleaned up, see if we can reinstate the seatbelt sign, and yeah, go from there for another day. Best thing about that is if for any reason we take it off and, you know, all a bit of a state, that can go back on. But we've always found it strange, the base of these, it's like a grommet, it's a large grommet. But yeah, job for next time as soon as it comes. Been a bit of a fail, hasn't it, really? I know we've enjoyed doing some messing, but yeah, messing comes to no fruition. At least car started, car was fine. Make sure we're in park. As you can hear, she's quite happy. So yeah, lots of messing. Didn't come to anything though, did it? But on the plus side for this, maybe it will now make you think, yeah, I can do spotlights, it's nice and easy. You saw how easy them bolts were to get off. Obviously not all cars are going to be that lucky, but it might inspire you that, yeah, I want spotlights on mine, or you may think same as me and think, no, I don't want spotlights. So let's look at it as a win for that. And yeah, I'll catch you next time. No Dickie today, did you notice? No Dickie. He rang before, he's quite happy. So anyone that's wondering where Daddy-O is, yeah, he's all fine. Right, catch you next time.